To that point, is that a developmental curve that has, needed to take its time on this first series, and then when you kind of got it, you got it as move to the next and whatnot? Or is this, working through these issues, is that kind of every joint, every figure as you go along in the manufacturing process?
It's a little bit of both.
Hmm.
Part of it is inherent into Silverhawks, but when I talk about somebody like Buzzsaw,
Oh
I'm
man.
back to palm and nylon.
Yeah.
And I'm not painting my palm and nylon. If you look at a lot of your figures, most of the time you'll see that the joints are painted
Hmm.
because it's faster, cheaper, and more um, time time effective, and inexpensive. You can just shoot all the joints at once and then be done. For us, like, we'll shoot all the joints and dye them to match so that the joint here, the palm here, will be the exact same color as the painted area here. Sometimes we'll go back and paint over it, but then the paint scrapes, and you can see the material underneath. So in figures like this, it wasn't a problem.
Yeah.
It's the Silverhawks because of that paint. Because what you don't want is all the figure painted, but then all the discs are a slightly different color and don't have the same reflectivity.
Right.
I realize that, I'm I may be more concerned about it than other people, but it's just one of those things that I want these figures to be as perfect as possible. So like, if I'm even talking about the arm, like just getting this disc and that hinge joint in there
Hmm.
have to be painted. And if they're painted too thick and the tolerance isn't there, they won't move.
Right.
If they're not, it's just, I'm over talking it, but the difference comes down to, it's literally just hundredths of an inch that
Sure.
you're trying to move back and forth between. And you're literally milling, you have to take the mold, make it, shoot it. How does it look? What's the shrink rate? So all this stuff has shrink rates too.
Hmm.
Shrink rate of PVC in this arm is different than the shrink rate of the palm, or in this case, sorry, the PC, the
PC.
polycarbonate. So you have to do it, shoot it, shrink it, wait for it to come back, paint it. How does it fit? Okay, do we need to adjust this? You have to take the tools, send them back to the tooling factory, and have them like literally laser off a hundredth of an inch, send it back. How is it shrinking? Some stuff might shrink based on how it's injected, might shrink more vertically than horizontally. Some stuff might do and it's just a fine-tuning exercise. It's something that we go through on every figure.
Hmm.
So that's why I can hold up, I don't even know where I put it. This guy and be like, all right, this is super loose, but we can fix that.
Yeah.
You know, uh, it just takes time. But dealing with it on PC is just problematic. That's all.
Well, but the alternative is that joints not matching and things of that nature, when that's such a big deal for I guess this property especially. But man, just I would say by the time Series 3 rolls around, it's nice that Stargazer's just wearing regular pants, not armored at every joint, right? But
I mean, it's yeah. Here, let me grab this.
oh yeah,
So, like
here's
when we're talking about this guy, you know, this is everything how we normally do it. So I'm not even remotely worried about him. He's he's great. But this will also give you like
wow.
scale.
Wow.
Like if I'm trying to visually line up his feet on the screen. So there you go.
Yeah.
Scale.
Well, no, and that's appreciated, because I can look at renders all day and say, yes, Monstar is that much taller than the Hawks, but my brain still doesn't process it as correctly as what, you're showing right now.
Which is he's gigantic. I mean, that's toe to toe. That's where he's in the show. He comes up right to this part of the chest. And so it's like, holy moly. you guys. This is a face-off.
Yeah.
But
All the other ultimate denizens are going to start to get a little jealous of the stature of Monstar, that's for sure.
well, that's the whole thing. If you thought you thought Mumra the Ever Living
Yeah.
was big, wait till this guy shows up. Um, but same thing. He's great, and we're back to he was much easier to do. He's palm and nylon,
Hmm.
and we can dye in the color to make it fit, and it's great. It's been the Silverhawks themselves that have been problematic, and basically what we'll get with Silverhawks Wave 1 and Wave 2 is Silverhawks Wave 1 will ship, and like 4 weeks later you'll get Silverhawks Wave 2.
Really?
They're basically almost on top of each other at this point, because there is some stuff like you're talking about
Hmm.
back and forth, but part of it is like, we're fixing all the joints at the exact same time. And so
Well,
I think when people get them, they will be very happy with them,
yeah.
be very happy with the color. That is, if they're not like, it's vac metal or nothing.
Right. Right.
So,
And like having this conversation as far as, getting the joints to match as far as color goes, when you get into vac metal, that suddenly becomes like an impossibility with
no,
with
you
like
can't.
these.
It'll just scrape right off.
Yeah.
But like, same thing. Here we have, but here, these are test shots on, rocker ankle there on
Yeah.
Wave 2. So
Our Armored Monstar is awesome, but man, I can't wait for that version as well. He's got such a cool design.
he does. He's really, really cool. So there's that. I got Windhammer.
I say this about a freakish space mutant, but it's like a normal figure.
I gotta get his feet right. He's got such big feet. But
Oh
there's,
man.
Windhammer.
Yeah. And he'll have the full soft goods over him, but it's cool to see the articulation and whatnot cut in that will kind of exist underneath all of that.
Yeah. Yep. Giant blast on his
The
tuning fork here.
the tuning fork effects in outer space, man. That's awesome.
It's going to be awesome. This is our football player in space.
Oh yeah. And the proper helmet for it.
Yeah.
So yeah, like getting series 1 and series 2 kind of right on top of each other. I mean, that's
Yeah.
and there's that's my guy right there.
Bluegrass.
Yeah, Bluegrass is my favorite good guy.
There you go.
Yeah.
With Melodia.
Oh yeah.
Melodia here.
This guitar, sweet.
Sweet.
But
Wow.
that's the cool part about, 1 and 2 so close together. I mean, most of the team's going to be there, like right
Yeah.
away.
Then you have this gigantic.
That's
Right.
crazy.
Where did I? Hold on, I have to move. Slowly getting him in here.
Yeah. But that's yeah. But then also that series 1 version can sit in that as well.
Yeah. Series 1 can. Hold on.
Excellent.
There you go.
Man.
Series 1.
Yeah, that's cool. So what stage is series 1 in right now? I mean, I know it's impossible as far as like timing and things go, but just like at what stage of the process are they in actual production now or close to it?
It is, most of the parts have been injected
Mm-hmm.
and are waiting on revised discs.
Okay.
But basically, all we're doing these days is trying to fix the discs and make the discs proper. So
Yeah.
everything else is done. Everything else is there.
Cool.
So all the plastic has been injected, in some cases completely painted. Buzzsaw and Monstar, I think, are pretty much done and assembled.
Mm-hmm.
But it's these guys, like, okay, every time we have to ship out the tool for the discs to make a slight change, it delays everything. And then, you paint each piece, but then there's a lot of that comes back together once it's assembled. So it's the discs. It's the discs on this thing, and it's driving me crazy.
Well, what? There's
Because
only
I can't move on until I deliver. I have to deliver before I can do the next wave, and it is. And trust me, it's in my best interest to do the next wave.
Yeah. Well, but then as you said,
playing with this guy.
Yeah, that I was gonna say there's just something about his that head sculpt and his unarmored look that I've always loved. So and when you guys announced Series 1, I thought, well, gosh, we'll probably have to wait a while for the unarmored look, and then boom, he was turned around right there in Series 2. Oh, excellent.
Look at that, he's got his finger guns out.
Yeah, he does.